lot of people here. So let's get started. Hello, everybody. My name is Phil Stern. I am the Partner Program Manager here at Nuso. And today with me to do most of the talking, my good friend Chad. Chad, why don't you introduce yourself and let us know what we're talking about?
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. And thank you all of you who are joining us today for our Nuso webinar. We are continuing our series here on Microsoft Teams Demystified, and we're going to be talking about Platform Connect today. I am Chad Ryder. I am our product manager here. I am mainly over our platform services and also our Teams offering here. So happy to be with you, and let's go ahead and let's dive on in. We're going to be talking about today how Nuso makes Microsoft Teams better. Then we're going to look at our Microsoft Teams license checker and how you can utilize that to help you in the process while you're preparing your customers to set up Teams. And then we're going to talk about and dive into just a little bit implementing the Platform Connect solution. So how Nuso makes Microsoft Teams better? There's a few different ways, and chiefly on the collaboration side, we are going to light up the Teams Phone native dialer. And so we become the voice behind the Teams Phone inside of Teams, which just allows you to bring the reliability of the Nuso network, and you can promote things like enhanced uptime when you're talking about like our Nuso Flex product, where we have origination redundancy, and you can just give your customers the confidence of the Nuso network behind them. Also, we bring simplicity to the platform, simplicity in the setup process, simplicity with having a vendor like Nuso, but also like you, where you sit in your seat, being an expert to the customer on how to utilize voice within Teams and how to do it wisely. And then also customer support, and that's really the personal touch that you bring, as well as our customer support team, in providing quality and proficient service. So what we're doing here with Platform Connect is we are really making Microsoft Teams an end device to any platform that you're working with, as far as our Nuso platforms go. So our Nuso UCaaS. Teams just becomes a SIP endpoint that hangs off of the platform, and so anytime you ring a user, you're ringing a Teams client per se. So this is how the setup is. You have the Nuso Teams offering. Everything falls under our Bridge for Teams product offering, but this is our direct routing solution. And the call will actually go from our carrier switch to your UCaaS platform of choice, whether you're using green or orange. And the call will route using all the brains and all the power and features of that UCaaS platform that you've chosen, or the PBX in this drawing. And then, depending on which user is ringing in that call flow, that user may have a Teams device that's hanging off of it, and which is what's represented here by the Platform Connect. So in this solution, the SIP registration on the very far end on the left there is what's ringing. The call control is happening on the PBX, and all the license management is happening within the Nuso.io portal. So that is how the solution is engineered and how it takes place. But there's some licensing information that you need to know when setting it up. And so let's go ahead and take a look at that. We have developed a special tool, and it's very newly released, which is called the Microsoft Teams License Checker. At least that's how we refer to it here. I think it is officially branded as the Nuso Bridge for Microsoft Teams License Verification Pro. But I'm going to call it the License Checker today just for simplicity. But if you go to our website, our public website, and you go to support and go select the license checker there. It'll take you to another page here where it talks about the license checker, and you can have your customer click the click here button. And once your customer clicks that, or really whoever is the global admin, where you're going to hear us talk about the global admin a couple different times. The global admin is the person who has the admin privileges to the Microsoft tenant that you're interested in setting these services up on. So that global admin might be like the head IT person, or an office manager, or the CEO out at your customer's location. Or in some cases, some of you are representing and being that global admin for your customers. So whoever the global admin is, they're the ones that you want them to go ahead and click this. And on the very next screen, what it's going to have you do is sign in and authenticate to Microsoft Teams. And so you do that secure authentication to your Microsoft Teams tenant using the global admin credentials. And it gives us permission just to go ahead and check your licenses and provide you some feedback. So the report that you'll get back will look like this. And this has some valuable information on it for you. Mainly, right up across the top, you see a series, 3 boxes with some numbers in them. The first one says phone licenses that you have. This particular account that I checked had 57 licenses on it. Okay. And then the second one is unallocated phone licenses. This one had 0. That means all of the phone licenses are handed out to users that are on the platform. Now, when we're setting up Platform Connect, one very important thing, and this is because we're setting up direct routing, and just the way that Microsoft has engineered the direct routing product to work, is that you have to have 2 free licenses, okay? And those licenses, you have to have 2 free E3 licenses, or how Microsoft does it. It's E3 or A3, or they have a series of different letters. It doesn't really matter what the letter is, but the number has to be 3, an E3 or above. And then you have to have 2 phone standard licenses in addition to that. So 2 of the E3s, 2 of the phone standards. That would be your 2 free licenses. If you want to do it a little bit differently, you can have the E5 and above, and then you don't need to have the phone standard license. But just general rule is that you need to have 2 free licenses. And so this is checking for those. And that's why we've got this big orange box in the next section, is because this account doesn't have those. So it's giving you a warning that you can solve that problem one of 2 ways. One, they can go back to their Microsoft licensed certified partner and purchase 2 more licenses, and they can just have them sitting there available, unassigned to any users. Or they can free up 2 licenses, take them off of users that they're already allocated to, and just free them up. And the thing is, we only need them for the setup period of direct routing. Once direct routing has been set up, those licenses can go away. They can either let them go entirely, or they can reassign them to other users, whatever your customer chooses. They just have to have 2 free ones to allow the direct routing service to be set up. So didn't mean to make that any more complicated than it is, but that's what this tool is doing. It's checking how many licenses do you have total, how many are unallocated. If you have 0, it tells you you need to go get 2 free ones. The list below on this license checker is actually going to show you every single user that's on your platform. It'll actually show you what licenses are assigned to every single user. And then on the very right-hand column, green check mark means that they have the correct phone licenses that they need in order to use Teams Phone. And a red X means that they don't. So if you just want a good sense of, hey, you wanted to light up Bobby and Sam, but you come in here and Bobby and Sam happen to be the 2 that have red X's next to them, you also know that you need to go get some licenses to cover the users that you're trying to light up with Teams Phone. So Hopefully that helps, and that's a helpful tool. It's public on our website. Anybody can log into it. And again, just make sure you're logging in with whoever has the global admin access. And then as far as implementing Teams, Platform Connect, remember, go back one step here. The Platform Connect is where we're hanging the SIP, we're hanging Teams Phone off of the UCaaS platform and the PBX as a registered SIP endpoint. And so the first thing you need to do is you need to quote your customer, right? Can't make a sale unless we quote the customer and get the quote signed. And so that's the first step into kicking off the implementation. The second is we have to plan the call flow. That's with any time that we sell voice services, we have to plan the call flow. In this instance, with the call flow, the information that we really need is we need to know which users, like let's say you sold 10 users. We need to know which 10 users it is that you want to enable with Platform Connect. And we need to know their extensions. And we need to, each user is going to have a unique phone number, a unique DID. Now we can just assign that because they can really be background DIDs. I know that there's companies out there that they want all the calls to go out with the company's main DID, and that is totally okay. That's that would be a feature of the UCaaS platform or the PBX. But as far as Teams is concerned, each user has to be loaded with a unique DID. So either if you have some in the bank for that customer, just tell us which ones you want to use for who, or we can assign just 10 random ones, and then in the PBX we can just make everything go out with the main DID. So we got to plan the call flow. We got to know which users you want, what their extensions are, the phone numbers, and like when we set up the end device, especially on the Green platform, is there a certain way, which device extension do you want us to use? So, but the great thing is once you put in your quote, you will have a NUSO representative reach out to you who will walk you through all of that. You don't have to remember it all right now. He will walk you through it and help you set it up correctly.
Yeah, and think of it. Oh, sorry, I was just going to jump in. Think of it, if you all have sold any of our other UCaaS products or whatever, it's just like any other sale where, like Chad was saying, we have our database collection teams involved, and they're telling you what we need and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like you're selling it, we're dumping it all on you. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add in. Go ahead.
The next piece, and probably the most important, is that we need to know, again, who that global admin user is. And we will send a verification email out to that global admin user. They will click on it. They will sign in to their Teams tenant. And as they're signing in, a list of permissions will pop up, and they need to accept that list of permissions so that we can go ahead and provision this service for them. So once they have accepted those permissions, then we will take the information you provided in your call flow, we will set it up for you, and then you can start making calls. So it's that simple. And the last thing that I want to leave off with is just a reminder always that what we're talking about here is lighting up the Teams native dialer. So you see in Teams in this screenshot here, over on the left-hand menu, there's an icon that says calls. That's the native dialer to Teams. A lot of other people are putting in applications underneath the apps that serve as a phone that's hanging off of their PBX, but it's an application that they've self-built and put in there. They're not piped into Teams' native solution, and those apps can have a lot of connectivity problems. If you go look at the reviews on them, they have a lot of uptime issues. And any time that APIs get changed, those apps also suffer the consequences of that. So we are tightly integrated with Teams' native solution, which is a benefit to you. And also here, you can see that you've got the dial pad. Right under the dial pad is the phone number there that would outpulse if this customer was to make a call. And you get your whole call history in here. and you can set up speed dials and view your contacts as well. So
this was great. Really appreciate your time as always. Everybody, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Next week, if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving a little early. And with that, we're going to end it. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of the week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you. Thank you all for coming.